G'day, that's Slot Car Guy here, and welcome back to another slot car delivery unboxing video. And I have 5 cars to share with you today to add to my collection, and 2 of the 5 are quite old. We'll call them retro vintage because I do get the retro and the vintage term mixed up in the slot car world, but they are very cool. And if you are new to my channel, I do collect old school and new school slot cars. So stick around, 5 cars, let's get stuck into it. So first up, we're going with SCX, the Aston Martin DB9. Now, I don't believe I have an Aston Martin DB9 SCX in my collection. I will have to check, but as soon as I saw this, I had to jump on it. It was part of a 3-car lot, which 3 of the cars of today's collection was from the same seller, 2 SCX, and the other brand we'll get to midway through. But this is the first of the SCX cars in the lot. Really good condition. It's stamped 2005 underneath the crystal case, but let's talk about this incredible crystal case. I love how SCX has carried this through with their new range. It really shows the car off. Beautiful angle, and it's in really good condition, so hats off to the seller for keeping this in such good condition. Yeah, the crystal case is a little bit scratched up. You know what? The car looks incredible, and I don't believe I have a DB9 from SCX in my collection. So there we have it, car number 1, SCX. The next car will be SCX. What is it? Let's find out together. So next up is the second SCX car from the same seller, the lot of 3 that I purchased, and this one's an absolute beauty. It is the Ferrari 550 GTS Maranello. Now, I'm a huge Ferrari fan, and this is, I believe, the first 550 from SCX I have in my collection. Now, let's talk condition. The crystal case has seen better days, but the beauty about a crystal case is the car takes center stage, and the car is absolutely perfect. I love it. It looks good. The red looks good. It hasn't gone pink. The wings on there hasn't broken off, which is a normal thing with these cars from the past. But a quick little tidbit on the SCX container, there is a Hot Wheels stamp. Now, the reason for that is this car was released around 2005, and during that period, Hot Wheels and Ferrari shared a relationship where Hot Wheels had the licensing rights to Ferrari, so if anyone wanted to use it, they needed Hot Wheels or Mattel's yes please, and they needed to stamp the Hot Wheels logo on somewhere on the container. So that is really cool, but unfortunately that Ferrari and Hot Wheels relationship did break up during the 2000s, but I believe Hot Wheels and Ferrari are coming back together very soon. That's what I've heard on the rumor mill. So there we have it, car number 2 is SCX, it's Ferrari. The next car is from the same seller. What is it? Well, let's find out together. So for car number 3, we are sticking with the Ferrari theme, and this is the final car from the same seller, the 3 cars that I purchased, the 2 SCXs and now a Carrera, but not just any Carrera, it is the Ferrari Enzo, which I believe is a hard car to find today from Carrera. And again, you will see the Hot Wheels stamp because it would have been released during the period where Hot Wheels owned the licensing rights to Ferrari, which we did speak before, that did break up over time, and hopefully they're coming back. But absolutely extraordinary looking slot car. It is in very good condition. It is missing the screw pin underneath, which I think I've got a million spare, and the rear window, the spare bag has also gone missing, and the case itself is quite scratched up. But you do need to jump on cars like this when you see them, because you don't know if you're going to see them again for sale, because older slot cars are becoming quite collectible. There's more YouTubers now. There is a lot more people getting into the hobby of slot car collecting, racing, and everything in between. And a lot of model collectors like myself do jump over to this hobby because you've got a model car that you can put around your track. So my advice is, if you see something you like and it's not in the pristine condition, or even if it's loose, grab it, because you will regret it, because you might not find that opportunity again. So car number 3, the last car from the same seller, it's Carrera, it's Ferrari. But let's now move on to car number 4, which is part of, I think, the retro vintage lot that I purchased. So car number 4 is one of 2 poly cars that I purchased for this unboxing. So I won't hold the suspense. The last car is a poly car, but take a look at this. I love the old school stuff. When I purchase a product, whether it's new or old, if that product gives me a little bit of an experience or takes me back in time or whatever it may do, I love that, and this definitely did. I saw the photos of it, and I love both of the cars, and you'll see the last one in a minute. But as soon as I received it, I just smiled. I went, wow, I wish I was around playing with this when I was younger. Now, in regards to release date, if I do find out, I will put in text. Off the top of my head, I don't know. But I love it. It's the sandwich style opening case. And the reason I call it the sandwich style, I can remember as a kid, we had sandwiches at the canteen and it had the lid that went over it. And then they turned plastic instead of being this really nice design. But inside we do find ourselves the Lola Aston Martin. Now this thing is all motor. There's no interior. It's in extremely good condition. The livery is all stick-ons, which you would expect from a car, pre-90s or even 90s. But I have put this around my track. It goes quite well. I've scruffed the tyres up a little bit, but for an old car, it does get a bit stinky. But it went pretty well, so I'll hopefully get some footage of that running around the track in the future. But Awesome, no interior, all motor, love the yellow base. It is stamped A75, that would have been the product code, but it is the Alola Aston Martin. But I'm extremely happy to add this to my collection. So let's move on to the final car, which is another poly car, but this is the stuff that makes me smile. So last but not least is the final poly car from the 2 poly cars I purchased from the same seller, and this one also is in incredible condition for its time. And when I do find out when they were built, I will put up in text if I can find it before I release the video. So the first one was the Aston Martin, Lola Aston Martin. This is the DR5 Daytona, and again, it is incredible. And I do like how they got different bases, yellow and blue, and I have kept him out because he's really, really cool. But let's take the lid off. Original lid, it is stamped Polysteel, and of course the car is stamped Polycar. Now, I don't know the history between Polysteel and Polycar. Of course, we have Polycar now. I don't know if that was the same history between the companies. If you do know, let me know in the comments. I love when people tell me a bit of history, but if I can find out in the future, I will do a future video. But for now, it's Polysteel Polycar from, I'm guessing, the 70s. This is stamped A87 for the reference number for the car itself. Again, really good condition, solid blue color with stick-on livery. I love that. To me, that's simple. I'm simple, and I think that's really cool. But I love how the motor is exposed at the rear. This has done some laps around my track, and it did come off quite stinky, but it ran really well. Small tires on the rear, I won't replace them. I'll just scrap them up for a quick test run in the future because I don't want to replace them because I like keeping some of my stuff in their condition as I receive them, almost like original, let's call it. But there we have it, the DR5 Daytona. Awesome looking car, no interior again. This has got full motor interior. This stuff makes me happy. Do you have any old poly car or anything old in your collection that you'd like to share photos of? Please, obviously hit my emails and let me know because I do love sharing this stuff. So that's a wrap on today's unboxing. I hope you did enjoy my purchases. I am trying to buy slot cars on a weekly basis to give us some more stuff to look at and of course to pump up my collection because it is getting bigger by the weeks, but I know there are bigger collections out there. So if you do want to share some of your stuff, please email me. I love sharing builds, tracks, man caves, or whatever you want to share. Please email me and I'd love to share that in future videos. But as always, at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram and YouTube. Be safe, take care, support your local. Ciao.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.